Greetings and welcome and namaste. I'm Matt, shaman from Karnak Holistics. So, this video is about connection with your heritage, based upon the last video I done before when I said I was going to help you to connect with your ancestors. See you after these messages. So, welcome back. So, what I wanted to speak about was connection with your heritage. Now, it's important how you go through the process of connecting with your heritage, and I'm going to go through 5 important points of how it can help and why you should connect with your heritage or ancestors. And obviously, the first port of call is protection. So, protection, what you can use when you're doing spiritual work and you're going to connect with any kind of ancestor or going into the other world, is the white light. So you just basically, before you go into meditation, you visualize the white light surrounding your body or engulfing yourself with powerful white light, so you're sitting within the light. Do this after you've taken a couple of deep breaths, and then you're more focused upon tapping into the spirit world. So once you can visualize that light that shines around you, and that will be protecting you throughout the time you are working there. Now, if you already have guides that you work with or spiritual connections on the other side already, but you just want to get in touch with your ancestors, work with them in order to go and connect with your ancestors, because at this point in time, obviously, we're all going through a shift. So it is important in a way to understand where you came from and where you be going. Now, the first point of call, obviously, you do your meditation. So you take a couple deep breaths in, then you blow out, exhale, in for 2, and then out for 2. In for 2, then out for 2. So go through that process till you're feeling relaxed. Focus on your breath and how you're going through the process, and each breath that goes in, inhales and exhale, focus upon those if you are not used to doing meditation or doing any forms of spiritual connection. The other point is the principles. What I wanted to talk about today was to look at the 5 points I mentioned, and these 5 points I'll go and I'll speak about those in an individual basis. The first point is respect who you wish to contact or who you wish to link with. Now remember, these are ancestors. They either lived before, and they're from another generation or from another time. So when you connect with them in this time, they will be well aware of who you are, and what you're about to do. So they'll be prepared to speak to you. Always have respect, and always have whatever questions you want, and always have your learning ready for when you're ready to have that connection. Now, so many times I've seen people try and connect with spirit or connect with their ancestors, and they don't have any plan. The plan could be just that you just want to connect, and then just understand what it was like and who they were and what they were about. Now it's important that, again, it's about protection. When you're in that bubble, respect them and let them respect you, and keep that distance and that safe zone, and always remember that they're always there to help you. These are your biological ancestors. Now, if you're either adopted or that you are from another family, there's nothing wrong with that, because what I'm talking about is connecting to the spirit guides that of your ancestry. So once you focus on your ancestry, and that when I say that, you focus upon you as an individual. So as you're taking your deep breaths in, you're inhaling and exhaling, and you don't. And for example, say if you're adopted and you don't know who your birth line is. So say you may be a black individual or an Indian individual, and you may be adopted into a white family, for example. The other thing, what you can do, you can breathe in yourself, and you can ask when you're going back and you're taking that deep breaths. You can ask, who are these people? Who are your ancestors that you want to link with. And when you're doing that, they will eventually step forward. The other point I wanted to say is, um, if it doesn't happen the first time, um, don't worry. It's trial and error. Everything is not everything happens in a day. Everything happens the first time. It could be for the fact is that there could be fear, could be not the right time just yet, but you may have um, calling to do it in order to connect. Like today, I was called to speak about this video today, right now. So hence why I'm putting it out there. So whoever's watching this, and whoever's obviously wanting to connect, it's going to be time and it's a process. Remember, it's a journey. Your rival is when you connect, and then you start taking your journey with your ancestor. Now, at the end of the day, as I said, it's not, you won't get it. You may not hit it first time. If you do, that's excellent. That's brilliant. If you don't, it's not a reflection on you. It's not a reflection on how it is. The process is probably you just need to really, I won't say master, but get used to quieting your mind, because a lot of the time they will be using how to connect with you, which I'll talk about a bit more, and the examples or the evidence of them connecting with you later on, as one of my points. What they're going to try and do is that you need to turn around and lean to become a receiver. Now, if you're too busy trying to force it, it's just like trying to rev the car. It just won't start. So you just take a deep breath. If it's not happening the first time, be nice and calm, and then just go back into your breath, and then go back into your meditation, and then let it just keep rolling. Take your time in order for yourself to expand and for you to move forward. Now, for me, it took me a bit of time to connect with my guys for whatever reason, but obviously from my mother side, the Apache generation, or the Apache Indians, um, I Spirit or Chief connected with me. He was my grandfather. He connected with me and taught me. And then obviously realizing my ancestry back to Egypt, it was my my journey spiritually to connect with them. And each journey you go down, it will develop you and make you stronger and more self-aware. The other point is, trust your senses. So when you've connected, or when they're coming through, be mindful. For example, say if you've not connected with them, for example, the first couple of times, and you felt you ain't spoken to anyone, or you might be just be wondering, take note of your feelings, what you're feeling. Are you feeling apprehensive? Are you feeling nervous? Are you feeling excited? Are you feeling a lot of love? Um, take Be aware of what music you hear, or what sounds you hear constantly over the next couple of days, or what you dream of that night. It's them connecting with you. Okay. The other point is the smells you smell. Take note of the smells you smell. Also the taste, and they'll be using all links to try and connect with you. The other important thing would be is words, numbers. I mean, words and numbers. So you may get double digits, for example. You may see number sixes, number sevens, number eights. What they would be doing is building connection with you. So when you do link with them, and when you're doing some kind of work with them in the future, they will bring that connection into that moment, and then you'll be able to see the link. So say for example, I was trying to connect with one of my ancestors, and then I just felt I couldn't connect, but I felt they were around, but I didn't feel that I connected. It may be the next day or that night, I might have a dream, and I may wake up, and it may have maybe 7-11. So I've got to take note of it, and then say if I see a lot of 11s or not a lot of 7s, it's those things. And then when I'm in meditation, when I have connected with them, what would happen is they would start showing me bits and pieces of the evidence that they connected with me back then, or they were making a connection. The other thing is, find a good connection spot. Now, I mean, yeah, here on Earth, and also on the other side. So here on Earth, find a quiet place where you can not be disturbed. sleeping, laying down, sitting up, whatever way you feel comfortable. There's no right or wrong way of meditating. Especially for connection, you have to be comfortable in order for this to work, because you have to allow your senses to not be aware of your body struggling to try and sit up straight. And if you're there, your mind and your senses are going to be aware that I need to sit up straight. So be comfortable in how you are, and then allow them to there. Then step forward. Um, then on the other side, there's 2 points here. First point is, if you have a guide, you can meet up with your guide and then get your guide to take you to a safe place. I call it safe house, like a room or a field or somewhere on the other side that they can meet or introduce you to your ancestors. Yeah. If you don't have a guide and you want to go to the other side, find a safe house. So it could be a room that you feel you can recognize within yourself. Could be a room that you've known from before or a room that you're in now, but the room has to be through the mind, through the third eye. And in that room, that's when you visualize your ancestor coming into that room or into that field or into that place of agreements that you feel comfortable, don't feel threatened. This place is where you will be constantly meeting, first of all, as you learn to develop and as you learn to connect and build that relationship. Now, there's not a right or wrong with how many turn up. If, for example, you want to see granddad or great granddad, for example, I'll say don't go back one generation. I'll say go back at least 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 generations. It could be 2, 3, 400 years ago, and get that connection, and then just trust, trust, and they will step forward, and they will be trying to make connections with you, because it's in their interest as well, because obviously they've been here before, and it's their interest to keep the bloodline going and to support the bloodline. Because remember, you're their future ancestors. Yeah, no, future generation should say, future generation, and they're your ancestors. So that's why they build that connection spot, and it's important that you meet there so they know where to see you and where you to meet them. So, but next time you made a connection, for example, and then you want to see them again, then connect with them again. You know, the next time, go to the same spot and go to the same location again, and so on and so forth, until you feel you're comfortable. Then you can meet elsewhere. My last point, which is number 5, is be respectful, and always say be respectful when you leave and when you arrive. Now, when you see them, personally, when I meet my ancestors, I always bow. Uh, that's just me, because formal. You can do handshake, you can do the jig. The point's up to you, but be respectful. And when you see a friend, you always say goodbye, hello, and goodbye. Do the same with them. If, for example, for some reason you get woken up, you can just say, their connection will still be there. You can just say to them, sorry, I needed to go for whatever reason, and they just acknowledge that and send that out to the universe, and they will pick that up, because it's a sign of respect in that sense, and they're more than liable to more than likely want to work with you in the future than if you just turn up and go, oi, can you do this? Can you do that? Throw your um, uh, um, questions and demands all over the place, and then you just sort off out of it. No, it's important you arrive respectful. Hi, nice to meet you. Blessings. It's an honor to be. Obviously, you're a future generation from you. Um, Thank you for having this bloodline. And then when you go in, you don't have to say that, but that's just the way. Also, that's the kind of feel you should get. Because the further you go back, the more respectful they're probably more liable to be. And when you go, just you can simply say bye or God bless or blessings on you, or but always thank them, because remember, they're taking time out of their existence to come and see you, to connect with you. That's a part of their development and growth. So that's the point. That's how you connect with your heritage. Leave comments below, and tell me how you get on, and if it helps you. And if you've got any questions you want to ask, just leave a comment below. So quick points again, let me just go over it again. So respect um, who you see, who you want to link with. Have respect who you want to link with when you see them. Have faith. If it doesn't happen the first time, keep going. Don't give up. You know, the more attempts you do, the more success you get. 3, trust your senses. So all your senses that you have, sight, smell, hearing, all those things. Trust in those senses. Find a good connection and spot on earth and in the spirit world, so that you both can meet on a mutual ground and you feel comfortable to talk. And lastly, be respectful when you leave. So hi and goodbye, and you can ask how they are. I know it sounds really strange, but they love that. So I hope that helps, and I might do some more based to go a bit more deeper when it comes to ancestors, and really drill down into really having a deeper connection. Like if you made connection with them, and how you can ask for their support when you're dealing with a situation. Because remember, they've lived on Earth before, and they've just passed over, so they know how Earth works and they know what death is like, and or passing over is like. So it if you're stuck in a process in life, there will be probably more the stronger energy to work with, because they'll be able to see and understand, and really be able to help you drill and strive through it. So I hope that helps, and I'll see you soon on the next video. Stay blessed and love and light from the eternal flame. Namaste.